What time is it? It's about that time.
Today, hungry gladiators take on hopeful contenders. Marek Wilczynski, a Polish immigrant and brand new U.S. citizen. A man whose American dream has definitely come true.
First you come to America, then you become citizen, get married, kid, now gladiators. What else do you want?
He'll face Tony Curella, the sewer contractor from Minneapolis. A man who knows how to get down and dirty. On the women's side, Stephanie Violante and Tracy Paaso. Two intense competitors on the lookout for gladiators.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Gladiator Arena in Los Angeles, California, here are your American gladiators. He's ready to rage in the cage, Gemini, Zap, Thunder, Diamond, the Tower of Power, Gold, Nitro, Ice Baby, Laser, Flame.
The Samuel Goldwyn Company presents the American Gladiators. Let the games begin.
Hi again, everyone. I'm Mike Adamley. Glad you could join us for this edition of the American Gladiators. We have just about wrapped up our first round of competition in the second half season. Today, our final preliminary round. Today's women's competition will pit Stephanie Violante against Tracy Paaso, a pair of contenders with track backgrounds. And on the men's side, hockey standout Tony Curella will take on Marek Wilczynski, a downhill ski racer and a Robin Williams lookalike. More on that in just a minute, because right now he's standing by with my co-host, NFL Hall of Famer Larry Zonka. Larry?
Thanks, Mike. Marek, in your wildest dreams over in Poland, for that matter in this country, did you ever think you were going to be inside a vehicle like this?
Well, I tell you the truth. I never thought vehicles like this exist. Well, it's a blast. I mean, it's something unbelievable. I think I'm gonna do something with this ball.
Okay, we're gonna stand by and let you do it. Good luck. Mike?
Marek's competition will be Tony Curella. He'll get inside the yellow Atlasphere. Tony, 25. He hails from St. Paul, Minnesota, our sewer and water contractor. And at 6 feet, 200 pounds, Marek Wilczynski certainly has the necessary size to move the Atlasphere and deal with our gladiators. In this case, they'll be Laser and Thunder.
Thunder kind of makes that ball look a little smaller, doesn't he?
Atlasphere is brought to you by Combos, the one snack that's twice as good. Again, the contenders have 60 seconds to roll their Atlaspheres into one of the numbered scoring pods, each goal worth 2 points.
Marek being a furniture mover, let's see how he moves his Atlasphere around.
Gladiators, ready!
He'll be in the yellow sphere, Marek in the red. Look at Marek get it moving, and what a collision with Thunder. Ditto for Laser and Tony.
Marek picking up a score over in pod number 2.
And Tony does the same in scoring pod number 1.
Marek has livened up Thunder. Thunder didn't like that when he rolled in and scored in pod number 2. He took it a little personally.
.30 seconds to go, this being a 60-second timed event. Every score worth 2 points. Right now it's tied at 2.
Watch how easy Thunder rolls his spear along with his legs. Look at that. Looks like he's riding a motor scooter.
Well, he takes up the whole cage. That's the
yeah.
Plain and simple. Under 10 seconds. Both Tony and Marek have scored a goal, which means 2 points apiece, and that is the way it's going to end. A 2-2 tie.
Both Tony and Marek coming up with 1 goal. We got quite a workout. Great way to break in on that first event. Atlasphere, he work up a sweat. We talked about Marek being a furniture mover and how well he'd do in his Atlasphere. Well, he never met up with a grand piano named Thunder before.
Well, the women will see how they fare in Atlasphere, because they are up next to look at Tracy Paaso and Stephanie Violante. Stephanie, who hails from St. Petersburg, Florida, 5'6", 130 pounds, a customer service rep. Excelled in track and field at Lakewood Senior High School in St. Petersburg. Tracy Paaso, also a track and field star, was a cross-country runner at the University of Oregon, now resides in Los Altos Hills, California. And in Atlasphere, those two women will have to deal with diamond and gold.
Mike, both Tracy and Stephanie are cool cucumbers. They've made an art of studying each event. Let's see if they've picked up anything that can help them from the men's competition.
Quickly, Tracy Paaso scores the first goal of the game in scoring pod number 4. She's good again in 3.
Pulled an invisible act. As we see Stephanie score down in pod 1. Tracy just went invisible and had a free run at the first 2 goals.
Here comes Stephanie scoring pod number 4. Missed the sensor that triggers the scoring pods. Tracy again, this time is scoring pod number 3. She's had 3 quick goals. We still have 20 seconds left in this Atlasphere match. Again, does she get it? No! Just missed the sensor.
You roll over those pods, you must settle on that little button in the middle. Sometimes the pods just barely miss it.
Look at Tracy again, now scoring pod number 2. Oh! 5 seconds to go.
You must get that Atlasphere to settle in a little bit into the middle of that pod. There she picks it up, close to the whistle.
Our referee, Larry Thompson, says yes. That last effort by Tracy Paaso did count.
Tracy doing a good job winning this event 6-2. She has good control, very close right at the whistle, but there you see the clock just as she settles in and picks up the points.
So a great start for Tracy, and that 4-point lead will certainly give Stephanie Violante something to think about. 1 event down and 6 more to go. Stay with us here on the American Gladiators, because up next is Assault. Welcome back to Gladiator Arena. We are ready now for the second event. It's Assault. And on the platform doing the honors for the Gladiators is Nitro. There's his overall record. He's pretty efficient when it comes to picking off contenders. Here the contenders can earn points by successfully firing weapons, but the object to get the full 10 by hitting the target above the Gladiator. Tony Curella and Marek Wilczynski tied at 2. Tony is up first.
Don't forget, Tony's going to have those balls coming at him over 100 miles an hour.
We mentioned he is an outstanding hockey player throughout most of his life. When did it all start? Well, look here. 8 years old. The kid was already winning trophies, Larry.
Yeah, they're almost as big as he is. He's a sewer contractor.
Dodges rats in the sewer, and now he's going to dodge tennis balls here.
Ooh, high and a little to the left.
Tony's family in attendance here.
Oh, just a little to the right.
Close shot.
He's been on both sides of the target.
Maybe the 3rd time will be the charm. If he can make it that far, he does. And that one. Still a lot of time on the clock. Quick feet, Tony Curella.
Ooh, gets Nitro's attention. Right under the gun.
Tell you what, look up there, Larry. Nitro running out of ammo. There's about 4 tennis balls left. 3. 7 seconds left of the clock. Can Tony cross the finish line? He does! I tell you, he went scampering across that finish line like a little sewer rat.
Low and outside, but he picks up the points.
5 for each weapon fired, and an additional point for crossing the finish line, a total of 6.
That makes it 8-2 in favor of Tony.
Tony's opponent, Marek Wilczynski, intent on making up that deficit now. Originally from Lublin, Poland, emigrated to the United States in 1985, and his story is a fascinating one. Marek Wilczynski lives by the motto, just do it.
Why I describe myself in 3 words, just do it, is because that's all I'm doing through all my life.
Born in Lublin, Poland, Marek dreamed of becoming a U.S. citizen, so he got on a plane and just did it.
When I get off the plane in New York, and I went inside the buildings, I mean, it was like an enormous amount of fat people. I mean, they were everywhere. I mean, big time, overweight people walking, and I was like, is this some convention of, you know, people overweight?
He made his way to L.A., met up with some of the locals, and became a furniture mover. Completing his American dream, Marek got married and now has a baby daughter. And for the icing on the cake, he really did it. He got the call inviting him to be on the American Gladiators.
my wife was next to me and she was like opening her eyes like, huh? And I didn't say anything to her, I just squeezed her so hard and lift her in the air. And she was like, oh, well, I guess you made it.
Marek did make it, and his wife Letitia wouldn't miss his performance for anything in the world.
Ready!
He's on his way. Nitro again, the Gladiator on top of the platform.
Marek with a good stop-and-go tactic.
Oh,
That'll get Nitro to dance a little bit.
Marek, good position, staying upfield, facing the cannon. You can see the shots coming at him almost.
Again, a contender gets points for every weapon he successfully fires. Marek on his way to firing a fourth, so he's got 4 points right now. 22 seconds left.
Fast reactions this young man had.
He's got 200-pounder, very powerful man. He's gonna go for the draw here. He's got 10 seconds to make it across that finish line. Nitro trying to pick him off. He crosses the finish line. So
30 seconds.
Marek Wilczynski picks up 6 points, 5 for firing each of the weapons, 1 for crossing the finish line and the draw. Women are now set for assault as we look at our contender, Stephanie Violante, with a confident look underneath those goggles. She'll have to deal with Zap. Coming into this event, Stephanie trailing Tracy Paaso by 4.
They call her Giggles. She's always upbeat, always happy.
There's that smile.
Another nickname, Sunshine. We call her the smart contender around here. She likes to study the other contenders, make sure she doesn't make the same mistake.
She thought she was hit. It was a deflection off the floor, so she's still alive. Stephanie setting herself.
Yes! Takes Zap out. Right at the crossbow. Long shot. One of the first ones I've ever seen.
What's that old saying about always do your homework?
Paid off.
Zap's a little confused too, and she's confused about this. Stephanie right here thought she was hit. It was actually a rebound. She stopped, Zap stopped, but then Stephanie got back in the swing of things and with her first shot with a crossbow, hit the target and picked up 10 points.
And that puts her on top of Tracy by 6. So Tracy will have some work to do. As we mentioned, a recent graduate of the University of Oregon where she had a double major in business administration and Spanish, and she was also a member of the cross-country and track team. And here's Tracy showing off some of her form.
Ready!
Zap doing the honors for the Gladiators. A long strider. Sets herself with a crossbow.
High and a little to the left.
Tracy's got good quicks. And that shot is wide to the left, too.
A little high.
Less than 30 seconds.
Oh! Hit. Left shoulder.
Tracy was, however, able to fire 3 weapons for a total of 3 points. And after 2 events, Stephanie Violante leads Tracy Paaso 12-9.
Tracy trying to slide into that safe zone, takes her eye off the cannon, and Zap gets her.
And we'll be back with more of the American Gladiators right after this. Welcome back to Gladiator Arena, and Hang Tough is our next event. Tracy Paaso trails Stephanie Violante 12-9 after 2 events. Tracy will be up first. She'll have to cross this grid of 55 rings. This time she draws Ice, who is 9-1 in this event. Contender can earn 10 points if they can go across that grid of rings and land on the Gladiators platform in 60 seconds or less. Ice is ready. And off she goes. Tell you what, lack of upper body strength not in evidence here, as Tracy does a good job of swinging and getting momentum. You can make up for lack of upper body strength.
She's taking the long swings. Needs to grab that ring and go right down the outside, get by Ice. Ice is coming over in the vicinity.
I'll tell you what, Tracy is barely breaking a sweat here.
Whoa.
Ice, baby. And if Tracy would have let go, she would have been on the platform. Let go, kid.
Her feet are dragging.
You got it. You got it. Let go.
Yes.
18 seconds left on the clock. Tracy Paaso does it and picks up 10 points and hang tough.
And makes it look easy. Mike, look how long this gal is hanging by one arm, seemingly unaware that the platform's under. Keeps her cool and lights like a bird.
Well, Stephanie took over the lead after assault, and now she's behind once again, so let's see how she responds against Ice.
Well, Mike, I spoke to her a little earlier. She was born in Jamaica. We were talking about foods and things over lunch, and she told me that her favorite food is her mother's curry goat.
I've never had any of that before. I like curry. I'm not sure about the goat part.
I don't either, but after hearing her describe it, I'd like to try it.
We were talking to Stephanie earlier. She mentioned that one of her fears is the fear of flying. Well, she's in midair right now.
She was going to be a stewardess, but she experienced turbulence the first time and said, "Oop, that's it." She's about to engage some turbulence right now. Ice is in the vicinity.
Look out. That's usually the death grip.
Unless Ice slips off. Name of the game is hang tough, and Stephanie's doing that.
Ice giving Stephanie a workout. 35 seconds left on the clock. Now Ice goes to the hand.
Look at
Stephanie
that!
shakes Ice off. And look at
Ice is surprised.
She can't believe it. She cannot believe it. And somehow Stephanie can find another ring. Hey, forget about that. Just hang on, kid.
Oh, she's down to one grip. 15 seconds to go.
10 seconds to go.
This gal is strong.
Oh,
no!
5 seconds left on the clock. A golden opportunity goes by the boards for Stephanie. A chance to pick up 5, but it slipped away. Ice kind of happy that her record is intact. This doesn't happen very often, folks. Ice all over her. At this point, Stephanie figures, well, I've got to draw, and then all of a sudden, she slips off. Well, the men are next, and on the platform for the Gladiators is Gemini. He's the subject of our Ask a Gladiator segment. And Jeffrey Coley from New York City writes, "Dear Gemini, how do you get a great body?"
Well, it's a combination of things, Jeffrey. Number one, you got to get a good nutritional program. You got to eat properly. Then you got to get a good training program. And when I say training, I not only mean weightlifting, I mean cardiovascular too. It's important to run, ride the bicycle, Stairmaster. Then you get your weightlifting in, and then you got to rest. The body requires a lot of rest. So if you take these 4 elements, put them together, rest, nutrition, cardiovascular, and weight training, the body will develop for you. And you got to be disciplined and do it on a consistent basis. That's the important thing. Never quit.
Well, no doubt about it, Gemini never quits, and he's not about to give Tony Curella any rest here and hang tough. Tony at the moment tied with Marek Wilczynski, 8'8".
Tony, 5'8", 170 pounds, but I'll tell you what, that's not reflective of the way he is. He's much stronger, particularly upper body strength.
Again, a contender has 60 seconds to get across this grid of 55 rings without being pulled off by the Gladiator. Tony swinging well. Gemini trying to move in for the kill. Sticks those legs out.
Lots of trouble and no friends in sight.
Gotta get it.
Now Gemini's on 2 rings, and that can really spell trouble for Tony. However, Gemini's got turned around. Tony desperately trying to hang on. He's got a breakaway, Larry.
Yeah, when he hooked that one ring, now it's going to be a race.
19
Right
seconds
there.
left.
Oh, he lost his momentum. He went to the ring too quick and dropped his momentum down to nothing.
10 seconds to go. Now Tony
Got to swing.
Tony can get 5 points for earning the draw. He needs to hang on, though. 4 more seconds. And that's it. Tony Curella picks up 5 points for the draw.
And he ended up 3 feet from 10 points.
Oh, Mike, that's got to be super frustrating. Be that close to scoring, taking it all, and then have to settle for 5 points instead. He's got to be kicking himself.
Now Marek Wilczynski now. His chance and hang tough. Remember, Tony Curella scored 5 points for the draw, so Marek would like to match that and obviously do better. Get the full complement of points, 10 points for getting over to Gemini's platform.
I can tell just by looking at Marek, Mike, what kind of upper body strength that he has. He appears to be very strong in that area. And a great attitude, as we talked about before, great sense of humor.
Said one of the reasons why he likes downhill skiing, it's his passion. He likes living life on the edge. Well, he's going to be on the edge here. Boy, is he powerful.
He's getting a good swing on those rings. If he just makes the right decision here, he's got that outside open to him, he can make his move.
Well, he's making this look easy, Larry. Gemini trying for a little bit of defense. I'll tell you what,
He's on there.
I'm just a wild and crazy guy. I love it. 10 points for Marek Wilczynski. Woo!
Looking good, baby.
Well, he certainly is looking good. He looks right at home on these rings. Works his way right down. Never really threatened that much by Gemini. Flips on there, and then check this out. That's the toughest thing he's done all day. I can't do that. Can you do that?
I can't do that. And we'll find out what Marek will do next in Powerball. We are halfway through our competition in this final preliminary round of our second half season. In the men's competition, Marek Wilczynski leads Tony Curella 18-13. Tracy Paaso leads Stephanie Violante 19-12. Larry, were it not for a couple of mistakes by Stephanie and Tony, this thing would be all even.
Well, it comes right down to the big play syndrome. Seems like each contender at that one moment manages to make the big play, regain the lead, and then it's a fall back and forward situation. It's going to come right down to the eliminator, and I guess that's what it's supposed to.
Indeed it is, and Tony Curella is standing by in the Contenders locker room. Tony, you were very close to getting the full 10 points and hang tough, and really a mistake on your part, not so much the work of Gemini.
Yeah, it was, Mike. I kind of lost. I got on one hand, and I couldn't get both hands going again, and if I would have just gotten going again, I would have been on the platform. That was my mistake.
Okay, Tony, keep it going.
Thanks, Mike.
Tower joins us now in the Gladiator locker room. And Tower, first of all, welcome back. It's good to see you with your fellow Gladiators.
Thanks, Mike.
Coming up, you've got Breakthrough in the Conquer, and you're going to be in the Conquer ring. If you were a contender, how would you take yourself out of the ring?
I personally would take myself out, go low, and try to take my, go for my leg, get a leg, and just hang on to me as much as you can and pull me out. I really can't see him fighting upper body with me, because I'll just bury him.
Okay, keep warming up. We'll see you a bit later.
Okay, Mike, thanks.
Tower waiting in the wings because the women are up first in Powerball. Stephanie Violante and Tracy Paaso set to go.
An interesting point, Mike. Both of these contenders picked Powerball as their best event. We'll see what happens.
Goals in the outer cylinder worth 2 points. Goal in the center cylinder worth 3.
Ready?
Again, 45 seconds. Score as many times as you can. Tracy paid the price for that first goal. Ice comes up limping.
Stay down. Come out. Score here.
Tracy again with another goal on Blaze.
2 goals worth 4 points so far. Tracy with another nice move, and Ice's ankle really bothering her now. Diamond trying to help her out.
Blaze didn't bite on the move this time, throws her out of bounds.
Tracy trying to split the double team. Ice gets tough and sends her down with help from Diamond. 8 seconds to go. Tracy reaches.
Oh, almost.
And that's it, I'll tell you, both Tracy and Stephanie are pooped. Tracy, however, picked up 6 more points. Stephanie was shut out, so she leads now 25-12. How tough was it? Well, watch Tracy here. She just buzzes by Ice using speed. And then it's so basic, the head and shoulders fake, but it's still so effective. Watch Tracy. She gets Ice way off balance. This was an easy goal. The next one coming up, much tougher, Larry.
Yeah, she tries the fake on Blaze. Blaze goes for it a little bit. It catches up, attacks her, drags her down, but she still almost makes the goal.
Well, the men take the stage now as we look at Tower, Laser, and Thunder. They'll do battle for the Gladiators in Powerball against Marek Wilczynski and Tony Curella. At the moment, Marek with the 18-13 lead. And boy, is Marek built. He's a powerhouse, Larry.
Not just a powerhouse, Mike. He moves well as we get a shot of his wife, Letitia, and his little girl, Talia.
And Powerball is brought to you by Nintendo, makers of Super NES. Now you're playing with power, super power.
Tony says this is his favorite event, Mike. We'll see. It is a fun event until you put those 3 gladiators out there in the middle.
Tony will try to turn in some of that 4-9 speed.
And there it is.
What quicks.
Marek answers with a goal of his own. Another nice move. He loses the balls. Marek puts one in with a little power.
Again, scores in the outside cylinders worth 2 points. The center cylinder worth 3. Marek over Thunder this time as Laser corrals Tony and knocks him out of bounds. Ten seconds remaining. Marek with a great move past Thunder, but tripped himself up.
5 seconds. One more move. Oh.
Marek trying to split a double team.
He looked like a running back going up through the middle, hit from both sides, going nowhere.
And that is it. Nice job by both men.
All right.
Marek says, this is a rough sport here. Puts a nice move on Tower, gets the ball in, but I tell you what, he pays the price. Same deal with Thunder. Thunder gets a good wraparound. Marek makes the score, but pays again.
About the only way the Gladiators could stop Marek was to double team him, and finally Tower and Laser stop him. But not before Marek Wilczynski picks up 8 points in Powerball to increase his lead to 26-15. Yeah, Thunder, you have a right to be mad. Welcome back, Gladiator Arena, Los Angeles, California. The women are set for their 5th event, Breakthrough and Conquer. Up first is Tracy Paaso. She'll be dealing with Zap and Breakthrough and Ice in the Conquering. And Larry, you mentioned it. Tracy showed us some great moves in Powerball.
Well, she set up some good fakes and went around, made some scores with it. We'll see if she can do it again, this time to Zap. Give her that hip and then take it away. We'll see if Zap goes for it or not.
Cross-country runner at University of Oregon, but she's never had a football in her hands before, at least in a competition like this. Tries to take Zap head on, not a good idea.
No, not much of a fake.
You have to give a better fake than that, Tracy. You got to break it
There, Thompson tells her, you got to give her more of a fake than that.
I guess cross-country runners are used to running in straight lines.
That and nearsighted fullbacks.
The Ice Baby definitely in her element in the Conquer circle.
Tracy got her in a headlock, but just can't take her anywhere.
Time running out. You only have 10 seconds to get any part of that Gladiator's body outside the Conquer ring. Ice stays firm, doesn't melt under pressure. Tracy Paaso comes up with no points in Breakthrough and Conquer. Stephanie Violante is up next. Ice and Zap will try to do it again. Here comes Stephanie. Will she go the move route if she can get by? Oh, she had a little bit of daylight. Couldn't pull away from Zap's power, though.
Zap's powerful arm just had her around the waist. She was actually by Zap, but Zap hung on, pulled her back in. Look how low Ice is. She gets that center of gravity way down.
Watch it now. No score,
and Stephanie Violante doesn't land a hand on Ice, comes up empty just like Tracy does. So after 5 events, the women's score remains the same, 25-12. Tony Curella is up first for our male contenders. He trails 26-15, and so I don't know how he's going to pick up the points, quite frankly, as he stares at Thunder and Nitro in the Conquer ring. Tony did turn in one of the fastest 40-yard dash times in our regional tryouts across the country, 4.9. But speed not the thing here. Some kind of quick move is.
Oh! It's the old double back reverse. Thunder argues a little bit. He thought Tony's knee touched. Larry Thompson, our referee, says no way. Tony has 5.
Combination of quickness and cunning as Thunder misses with that giant paw, and Tony keeps his balance. A big 5 points for the man who needs to keep pace with Marek Wilczynski, and not bad for a sewer and water contractor who spends most of his time chasing sewer rats.
The gladiator that reminds me most of a sewer rat would be Nitro. It's just because when I see a sewer rat, they got those front teeth hanging out and they got that big tail, and I hate being around them.
Well, this is one sewer rat that'll definitely bite you.
Good thing Nitro didn't hear those comments. No points there, but Tony Curella does pick up 5 big points. And he's cut Marek Wilczynski's lead to 6. But Marek is up next. The man whose heroes are Lech Walesa and Pope John Paul II. I tell you what, if he gets by Thunder and Nitro,
he ought to say thanks to the Pope, huh?
Yeah, and Marek will become their heroes. Marek
almost
made a nice move and tried for the power, but Thunder trips him up at the last second before he gets across the goal line.
Oh, he was buying. Thunder's arm just took his knees out from under him.
This ought to be good here. Marek can match Nitro, maybe power for power. He's got to get any part of Nitro's body outside the conquer circle. Nitro, great job.
Great job, really.
So Marek Wilczynski gets shut out. And after 5 events in the men's competition, Marek holding on to a 26-20 lead. We'll be back with more of the American Gladiators. Next up, the joust, and then the eliminator. We'll be back with more after this. Welcome back to Gladiator Arena, Los Angeles, California. The men are now set to joust. Marek Wilczynski climbs up the platform first. He's got a lead of 26-20 over Tony Curella. He'll have to do hand-to-hand combat with a pugil stick against Tower. This is his first time in the joust. And should Marek knock Tower off the platform in 30 seconds or less, he'll pick up 10 points. Tower going to the head early, but here comes Marek on the attack. Oh!
He falls across.
How many times have we seen that happen, Larry? Contender gets too aggressive, and
particularly after he delivers a great blow and tries to follow up, loses his balance, and steps across.
Marek almost had Tower going, but Marek's the one who finally falls off. Still, he's not too bothered by his performance. He knows the eliminator is next, and he figures out, what the heck, I'll give my wife a kiss. Well, Tony, believe it or not, with a golden opportunity to go ahead of Marek, trails 26-20. If he picks up 10 here, well, he's in the lead, but I guess every once in a while, a David slays a Goliath. That would certainly be the case here.
Or a Norton.
Maybe we ought to call Tony Felix Unger. You know, he sent us some video of one of the sewers he works in. This is the cleanest, neatest sewer I've ever seen. Well, he's good with a hockey stick. We know that. I'll tell you what, he's aggressive, little son of a gun. Ducks a couple of blows by Tower.
Ooh.
Whoa! Oh, I'll tell you what, though.
Sweeps him off.
He was a pesky guy up there.
Tower celebrating a little bit, but Tony does a good job staying up on the pedestal. Landed a couple of blows, gets a little off balance, and then Tower does a backhand sweep, takes him right off.
Stephanie Violante up first for the women, and she draws Blaze. And Larry, she's had some practice in this, but not the kind you might expect.
No, her little boy, her son, Cyrus, 3 years old, he watches American Gladiators with her. He gets his spun sword out, gets excited and chases her mom around, beats on the TV, attacks everything when he sees the Gladiators in action.
Right now it's Blaze on the attack.
Oh, Blaze backs off! Stephanie delivers one blow.
I don't think Blaze had any idea about where she was at. And somehow, I mean, Stephanie just shrugging her shoulders. How did I do it?
But says, I will take the 10 points. I noticed that.
When you accidentally fall in the end zone, you jump up and act like you meant to do it.
Well, a little pressure on Tracy Paaso now that Stephanie Violante picked up the 10 points. Stephanie trails by only 3, and that would remain the same if Tracy comes up scoreless here.
Tracy been something of a cool cucumber in her preparation, showing not much emotion on her face, doing her stretching exercises, kind of a quiet one.
Remember, she did well in hang tough. She took exception to me talking about her lack of upper body strength.
Yeah.
She's out to prove me wrong.
Well, she's got a perfect opportunity. On the other hand, we may find out something else about Tracy.
So far, weathering the best of Blaze's shots. But Blaze finally gets her off balance. No points for Tracy, however, she does maintain her lead. It's now only 25-22. Her undoing here balances everything in this event, and once Tracy got backwards and sideways, Blaze had the advantage. So as Tracy and Stephanie head back to the locker room, they will think about what's coming up next. That's the Eliminator. Welcome back to Gladiator Arena, Los Angeles, California, and the stage is set for the final event, the Eliminator. This will decide which contenders advance to the second round. In our women's competition, Tracy Paaso has a 3-point lead over Stephanie Violante, 25-22. That is after 6 events. Before we get started with the women's eliminator, some bad news in the men's competition. Marek Wilczynski, who did a great job through 6 events and actually had the lead, he has had to withdraw from the competition. He's with us now. He's down in the contender locker room with his wife, Letitia, and Marek, explain to us exactly what happened, pal.
It was against the joust in the stick. I didn't have gloves on, and I just split open my finger. And before I know what happened, I didn't have the little pinky, so it's gone. It's history.
How disappointing is this?
Well,
to come so far and have it all taken away from you? Because I know you still want to compete, but doctors have decided the best thing to do is save that little finger there.
All I want to say right now is thanks for support to all my friends, these people who show up today. I mean, they were great. I really appreciate what they did to me. They helped me all the way here. Well, sorry guys, next time. And I want to say thank you to my wife, who was always with me all the way, and she was the inspiration in the whole operation here. So
hey, do Larry and myself a favor, and all of us here that work on Gladiators. Get healthy and come back next year.
You bet. I'll be back.
All right, partner. So Marek Wilczynski is out, at least for this season anyway. And you know, one of the things that happens in competition with the contenders, no matter how heated that competition is they become good friends. And I know Tony Curella became good friends with Marek. Tony, this is a bitter pill for you to swallow, not because of the fact that you are advancing, but I know you really cared a lot for Marek and the kind of competitor he was.
Yes, I did, Mike. It's a terrible thing. It's a shame. I can't really tell you how I feel because, like you said, I did get to be good friends with him. He's a great guy and a great competitor, and I wish him all the best, but I feel terrible.
Still, you have 5 members of your family, your 3 sisters, and your mom and dad who are mighty proud of your effort, and you are going on to the second round. You got to feel good about that. Yeah,
I do feel good about that. That's one bright thing. I just hope everything is okay with Marek and he comes back next year.
Okay, we do too. Again, congratulations. We'll see you in the second round.
Thanks a lot, Mike.
Well, we will run a women's eliminator final, and right now Tracy Paaso has a 3-point lead over Stephanie Violante, which according to our eliminator scoring format translates to a 1.5-second head start. Now, we have seen that deficit overcome many times on this show, and we could see it happen again tonight. Right now, Larry's with Stephanie at the start line. Larry?
Stephanie, you've been the silent contemplator around here. I've watched you watch the contenders, learn from their mistakes. You come down to the wire now with a 1.5-second handicap. How do you feel about it?
I feel great. I think that's all I need to get caught up and win this game.
You're going to be looking over her shoulder.
Oh, yeah, right.
Good luck. We'll be watching.
Thanks.
All right.
And lurking below the hand bike, the second leg of this eliminator course, are Gladiators. Ice and Blaze there to impose a 10-second penalty should Tracy or Stephanie fall from the hand bike. And on the tower above the final straightaway, Gold and Zap.
1.5 seconds.
Tracy in the orange, Stephanie in the yellow. And they're on their way. Here comes Stephanie. And Stephanie is now about side by side, both women struggling on that hand bike, but Stephanie making a move now. She gets hung up a little bit. Who's going to reach the platform first? It is Stephanie Violante.
Oh, almost went off backwards, Mike.
Now they're setting themselves. They don't want to fall down, but they both do. They'll expend some energy here trying to get back up in these very unstable ladders. Tracy the first up. Now the cargo net. Side by side they go. Actually, Stephanie a little bit behind right now.
Tracy first up.
She's the first to reach the zip line. This is really the only breather the Contenders get. Lift those legs. And she gets buried in that mat down there. It takes a while to get out. Here comes Stephanie. And many times in the past, we have seen the lead change over these walls because Contenders, quite frankly, have just run out of gas. But that's not happening to Tracy Paaso. The Oregon Duck is gonna do it. Here she goes over the last hurdle across the finish line. Come on. Tracy Paaso advances to the second round.
There you go, Trace. Good job. That second and a half turned into about 5 seconds.
Yeah, not too bad. I thought she was going to be right behind me. That was really close.
She was throughout most of the eliminator, right even with you. You opened up a little bit of a lead on the cargo net.
Yeah, that was tough. I saw we both fell off that log and just going as hard as I could up that net.
Good job. It's been a very competitive day all day long. Welcome to the second round, kid. You win. Mike?
Also an American Gladiator salute to Stephanie Violante. She too gave it all she had. A great effort in all 7 events. But Tracy Paaso advances to the second round and she'll join the likes of AJ Perling, Kathy Malika, Susie Stenzel, Talfa Lanen, and Vivian Riley. Those are all women who are in our second round. And that second round of competition will begin next week. But for now, that's it for Larry Zonka. I'm Mike Adamle. Be sure to join us next week when the American Gladiators continues.